The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics says Nigeria can improve its agricultural output with a proper understanding of resources required to generate. The Bureau says this can in turn help generate employment opportunities much needed in the country. The Statistician General of the Federation, Semiu Adeniran, stated this at a National Agricultural Sample Census workshop held in Abuja. Adeniran, who assured participants at the workshop that advanced technology will be deployed in obtaining agricultural data, says Nigeria will benefit from the information collected as it will guide policy and programs of government.
As you all know, the agricultural sector holds a critical place in our lives as Nigerians. This sector alone, through its various activities, accounts for approximately 25% of our GDP and employs over 50% of the workforce of the country, both directly and indirectly. Equally crucial to this sector is the vital information about the sector itself. It is important to know what we produce and how much of it that we produce. It is also important to know what part of the country they are produced and the kind of inputs needed to produce them. We also need to know the size of manpower engaged and the sort of challenges encountered and what other potential exists within the agricultural sector in Nigeria. All this kind of information are what the NAS exercise seeks to collect. When completed, the NAS will provide a statistically sound base of data for policymakers, both public and private, to take important decisions on how to increase the total output and develop it to maximize its potential throughout the entire value chain of agriculture. The NAS capturing all aspects of agricultural production, including crop production, livestock, poultry, fishery, and forestry. So, as you can imagine, this exercise is a very important one, not just to the statistical system in Nigeria, but to the country as a whole. The design and methodology of the conduct of this exercise is an advanced one. Electronic devices will be deployed for the data collection, with computer-assisted person interview devices which we call CAPI will be used to interview the respondent when we get to the field. This workshop holding today, as the name connotes, which is the training of trainers, is designed to adequately equip all our trainers with the knowledge required for you to sufficiently train the field workers for the census. This is not a small task or one that you can take for granted. With the extent of resources, which is financial, material, and human resources, that have already invested in this census, we have no option than to deliver quality results. So I urge you all, as a matter of urgence and as a matter of importance, to pay good attention and fully participate in this training. The performance of the field personnel and the quality of the result of this exercise is largely dependent on you as trainer as well as managers. And I believe you will not disappoint the management of MPS and you will not disappoint the permanent secretary that is here with us today.
The agricultural sector is one of the most critical sectors of our national life. Nigeria has approximately 70.8 million hectares of agricultural land. And with maize, cassava, guinea corn, yam, beans, millet, and rice being the major crop cultivated, the sector is also vital for economical output and employment. More importantly, it's an essential part of our social cultural lives. The heavy investment channeled into it since 2015. The aim of this investment is to increase output in the entire value chain to meet our demand for food, employment, and export earnings. It is because of this investment and attention to this sector that during the recession brought in by COVID-19 pandemic and the security challenges being encountered in parts of the country, the sector has consistently recorded positive GDP numbers, growing at 33.16% in real time in the first quarter of 2022. While the sector has performed significantly well over the years, a lot more remains to be done. Our population is still growing, and we need to produce the required food to fill this growing population. One of the biggest fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing Russia-Ukraine crisis is the disruption in the global supply chain, which has severely impacted the movement of food and basic items across international borders. This has clearly shown us that the value and need for countries like ours with significant food imports to be self-sufficient in staples that we consume. We don't need to import. We need to consume what we grow. All this cannot be done without the use of adequate and reliable data and statistics. The success of all our policies, plans, and programs can only be achieved with the right data underpinning them. Hence, the very high premium this government has placed on quality data. This can be seen in the transformation that has taken place in MBS over the years. MBS, I can say, is among the few agencies to have recorded close to 100% releases of its annual capital budget in recent years, and this is expected to continue in the coming years.